Hey guys, welcome back. In this week's mini lesson, you'll learn 4 chords that'll allow you to play tons of songs even as a beginner. Most pop songs usually only have about 4 chords anyways, and oftentimes it's these chords. So let's get started. First, I'll show you a G major chord. Now you may already know a G chord, which looks and sounds like this. You place your first finger on the A string, 2nd fret, your second finger on the low E string, 3rd fret, and then your third finger on the high E string, same fret, and you strum all the strings. Now I'm going to show you a variation of that G chord, which looks and sounds like this. So instead of that third finger being on the high E string, we'll move it up 1 string to the B string, and then place our finger right under it on that high E string. Then we'll strum all the strings again. I'll show you why we play the G that way in a moment. So that's our G variation. Now let's learn a variation of C major. Now you may already know a C major chord, which looks and sounds like this. The C chord I'm about to show you looks and sounds like this. It sounds less open than the other C chord I just played. This is a C add 9 chord. It's not pronounced cad 9. Don't worry about the add 9 part if it sounds confusing, it just has to do with the specific note that gets added from the C scale. But like I said, don't worry about that for now. Just know that it's another way to play C. So you'll place your first finger on the D string, 2nd fret, your second finger on the A string, 3rd fret, your third finger on the B string, 3rd fret, and then your fourth finger on the high E string, same fret. Then you'll strum from the A string down just like our other C major chord. Now it looks kind of like that G variation we just learned. All we did was just move our 2 fingers down 2 strings. This chord sounds really nice when you're playing a song in the key of G and works great with the G chord you just learned. It also makes for a smoother transition when you're switching from G to C add 9 rather than a typical C major chord. So next is E minor. Now there are some different ways to play this chord, but I'll show you the way it's typically played and then I'll show you a different way. Now E minor is a little bit easier than some other chords because you only have to press down 2 strings and you get to strum all the strings. So start off by forming an E major chord. You'll place your first finger on the G string, 1st fret, your second finger on the A string, 2nd fret, and then your third finger on the D string, same fret. Now all you have to do is just remove your first finger and you have an E minor chord. Now you get to strum all the strings like this. Once you're comfortable with that, you can try switching out your second and third fingers for your first and second fingers. Same position, same strings, just different fingers. Then you can add your third finger to the B string, 3rd fret, and your fourth finger to the high E string, same fret. You'll strum all the strings. This works great when you're transitioning from the other 2 chords you learned because your third and fourth fingers just stay in place as anchor fingers, meaning the fingers that help you stay anchored. Now let's learn a D major chord. It looks and sounds like this. To arrange your fingers, make sure your thumb is perpendicular to the neck and even tilted slightly away from you. We always want to place our fingers in the order in which they're numbered, so we'll place our first finger on the G string, 2nd fret, our second finger on the high E string, same fret, and then our third finger on the B string, 3rd fret. The 4th string is open and we'll play from the 4th string down. The top 2 strings are not played. Be mindful of where your pinky is. It shouldn't be extended but should just bend naturally with the rest of your fingers. As for your wrist, make sure it's loose and relaxed and not bent at a 90-degree angle, as that can cause injury after a while. Alright, you've now learned 4 new chords and you're well on your way to playing tons of songs. That wraps up this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.